Now I know what a lot of you must be thinking, and no, I have never played Sly Cooper before, but maybe I took this video a little too seriously. That's right, I had never played Sly Cooper before very recently, and by very recently, I mean last week. I had this idea where I wanted to go back and play a game from my childhood because I wanted to re-experience some of those old platforming games. The thing was though, as I was looking through the library of things that I have played, I had realized that there was a lot of stuff that I actually missed. The one thing that I missed in particular was Sly Cooper. That's right, the sick, suave, stealthy raccoon himself. I'm 27 years old. This game has been out since 2002 when I was 4. So that means for the past almost 25 years, this game has completely eluded me. I guess it's time for me to give it a shot and play. Immediately when we boot up the game, after seeing the iconic PlayStation 2 logo, we are met with Sly himself in a bit of a cartoonish art style, which I really fucking love, but then it immediately cuts to a 3D art style showing off the Paris location that we're in currently. This place is gorgeous, by the way. I just want to put it out there. This place looks amazing. The dark tones because it's nighttime, but the vibrancy of all the colors that are still popping out, it's really magical. It's here we are met with a tutorial mission where basically we have to go and steal our own case file from a certain inspector named Carmelita Fox. I know what I look like right now, but I'm not a furry. Okay, I am not a furry. Carmelita Fox, on the other hand, so we get through our tutorial mission. This is where we get Sly's backstory. This game is so fucking cool. The art style of that kind of comic booky, but also like early 2000s Hey Arnold, like hard, thick outline, like just Western animation is so good. When I was saying that I really wanted a game that gave me the experience I had as a child, this is that game. Everything about it is just screaming everything I loved about my era growing up. Anyways, after his backstory, we find out that the Fiendish Five have taken 5 pages from the Thievius Raccoonus. It's a book passed down by generations of Cooper raccoons. And when I say generations, I don't mean just like 3 generations. I mean all the way back in ancient Egypt. These guys have fucking been out here, dude. This is where we get back to our hideout and we're talking to Bentley about what our first objective is. Bentley is a little cool turtle guy, except he's not cool at all. He's a piece of shit and he has 0 faith in the player at all fucking times.
I'm just trying to keep you alive, partner. Wonderful idea, but your plan is flawed.
And we also have Murray. He drives the van. He's very confident, but he's also a bit of a bitch. We love Murray. Anyways, this is where we go to our very first area, the Tides of Terror. When we hop in, we're met with a couple clue bottles, and then we're met with some coins, and then we walk out and we see a beautiful island landscape. Again, this game's visuals are probably like the 10 out of 10 peak best part of everything going on right now. The dark blues and greens to emphasize the fact that this is a tropical island and a watery area, and it kind of fits with our boss's theme. We have to get through this level and kind of figure out where to get around, and also this is where we're first introduced to the true stealth mechanics. For me, as a brand new player, I could not just run through and get through because every single thing in this game one-shots you. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. A lot. Something I just wasn't used to. I mean, eventually you do get lucky charms, you get a silver one, and then you get a gold one, and those act as kind of like in-game lives, but you also have just like an overall life pool. As we're running through, we have to get to the first key of the area. Keys are this game's version of just like progressing, basically. You can't move on until you get a key, but you have to beat a level in order to get those keys as well. And some keys open up different levels, so you have to beat other levels in order to open up the other levels in order to get to the final boss. It's not complicated, and I made it sound really complicated, but it's pretty standard basic stuff. We get our very first key, and then we move on to the actual hub world of our very first boss, Sir Rayleigh. Sir Rayleigh's a frog. He was an aristocrat. He got bored. He became a pirate, became obsessed with crime. The Fiendish Five took him in, and now he is their pirate tinkering frog. What? Dude, character design and character creation in this era of gaming, and honestly all media, was so fucking good, dude. Because, like, what do you mean, bro? What do you mean he's a fucking frog pirate who tinkers and builds machines? It's absolutely insane, but it works. It doesn't take me out at all whatsoever, because this game's whole purpose is to remind you that you're playing a video game. It's not one of those games where it's like, oh, we want to immerse you in our story. No, this is one of those games that's like, hey, it's a video game, and we're gonna remind you every second. Jump in, press the circle button. So as we get to his hub area, we see that he's inside this giant whale above his pirate ship, and it's our job to collect some more keys in order to get to him. So we have a few more platforming levels in here, no biggie, no biggie, but this is where we're introduced to the mini games. And I love the mini games in this game. They're so fun, and they really like give the player an experience of like, hey, it's a video game, it's for fun, haha. Except for one. There is one game that I cannot fucking stand. Why are there 40 chests? And why are the crabs so fast? This level took me so many tries. It's this one and the fucking chair level. We'll get there eventually. After beating those and getting the keys, we can finally get to our main boss. I just want to mention, by the way, the hub worlds are also perfectly designed for the area that you're in. Each area is vastly different, and it's not boring like real life. I mean, the colors and everything per zone just perfectly encapsulate everything that this game is going for, which is a fun superhero comic book cartoon vibe, and they fucking nailed it. Anyways, we use a giant cannon to shoot ourselves up to the giant whale ship, because of course that's what we would do. And once we get up there, we are met with Sir Rayleigh himself.
How delightful! We have a guest. The only thing is, I hate unexpected guests!
This is another thing about these older games that I kind of forgot about, and that's the whole gimmick boss fight. This doesn't really feel like a fight as much as it feels like a puzzle to solve. Yeah, I avoid him here, 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 and then I go in for my attack. The next level, okay, yeah, I go here, 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 go from platform to platform, go for my attack. Oh, and this one, I have to just pray, basically. No, it's really not that bad, and it was a very good time, and I enjoyed the fight. After beating Sir Rayleigh, we get our very first piece of the Thievius Raccoonus, and the first page gives us our first new ability. The other thing that's cool about these old games is that you're not actually leveling up your character. Your character pretty much stays the same strength throughout the entire game, but it's your abilities that level up. You get different unlocks, making each area feel that much more important. Our first new ability is the ability to stand on tiny points. It's a cool little ability that you jump and press the circle button. There's a lot of jumping and pressing the circle button. Anyways, we get back to the lair, and now it's time to go on to our next area, Mesa City, Utah. I'm not gonna lie, when I heard Utah was the next place we were going to, I kind of laughed really loudly out loud, because what do you fucking mean that we are going from Tides of Terror, the pirate island, to just fucking Utah? Are we gonna be soaking? Stop. This is where we get to the deserts of Mesa City, Utah, and the intro level design is pretty okay. It's like kind of mediocre, but I see the real star of this show coming up. You walk in to Mesa City, Utah, to Mugshots area, and you are truly just in awe. The neon lights reminiscent of Las Vegas, and I've been to Vegas. This was cooler than Vegas. Maybe it's like the darker tone aesthetic vibes of this, because all the platformers I played back in the day were very colorful. I was really a Nintendo platformer guy, Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64. Like, I didn't ever experience PlayStation's whole dark grittiness that they tried to go for while still being fun. You can tell they really put love into the art design of this game, and it was made in 2002, and I miss that. Anyways, you understand the basic concepts. We're going through some of these levels. We have my first Murray level that I really love, and that's the race. So while I was playing this entire game, there are only a few levels that really stuck out to me, and this kart racing mini game that we have with Murray, I think twice in the game, is so fun. It took me a really long time to understand the kart mechanics, because honestly, imagine you're driving like a go-kart, but its physics resemble a shopping cart going down a giant hill. I mean, you're bouncing around, you're smacking into these dogs all around here and there. Just like, it took me a couple tries. Listen, it took me a couple tries because I needed to figure out when to use my nitrous cutoff points. nitrous for cutoff points, and that's it. But then I finally did it, and I got one of my keys. I think we should talk about our boss now. Our boss's name is Mugshot. Mugshot was the runt of his litter, and because of that, he was bullied a lot. But then one day, he went to the movie theater, and he saw a little film we like to call The Godfather? Yeah, I'm not kidding. Mugshot watched The Godfather and wanted to be a gangster so bad that he worked out for like 20 years, beat the shit out of his brothers, and then started a crime empire here in Mesa City, Utah. What the fuck? I'm telling you, dude, these games back in the day, everything about their fucking characters are batshit insanity. As we go through some more of the levels, we had to do some jumping here and there in order to really get through, and then we get to Mugshot himself.
You break into my place, steal my stuff, trash the joint. I feel transgressed and violated. Let's rock.
Mugshot himself, honestly, in theory, not that hard of a boss fight. Smack these mirrors around, light up the crystals, his guns explode for some reason, and then you move on to the next stage and do the same thing, rinse and repeat. I don't know why turning these mirrors hurts him, but we're just gonna go with it. If you are in his line of sight at all, even if you try to dodge, his bullets track you. You have to use the environment to your advantage here in order to not get hit by these bullets. When you're trying to be speedy and fast, and also avoid bullets and also hit these mirrors, you're gonna fuck up eventually. And then the very third phase of it, you're going up there and you basically just hit these mirrors so that way they shine on him himself, and he dies. I found a really cheesy way to do this. I would jump to each mirror, wait for him to shoot, and then hit the mirror. If you didn't wait for him to shoot and you hit the mirror, he would shoot the mirror and it would flip back, and then you'd have to go back and do it again. If you just waited though, it was honestly pretty simple. So we beat Mugshot and we get our next piece of the puzzle, which is a thieving tightrope walk / slide. Still very cool, don't get me wrong. I also want to say that the one thing that stuck with me the most from this boss fight was the fact that every time you beat him in the first phase, he had this voice line that I could not get over just based on the way the voice actors said it. He goes, "Oh no, my beautiful guns are destroyed. Good thing I got another upstairs." Like, what are we doing, bro?
My beautiful gun is destroyed. Good thing I got a spare upstairs.
And now it's time for our next area, Haiti. Haiti is the area of the crocodile voodoo priestess, Ms. Ruby. Now, this is the point in the game that not only did I finally kind of get a grasp of like what was going on, but also kind of understood why so many people are in love with this game. Dude, I entered the Haitian swamps in absolute awe. I literally sat there for a minute and just experienced the vibe and atmosphere of this area. The music was slow and epic, and it reminded me of like an 80s movie villain being revealed for the first time, like from Big Trouble in Little China or like The Never-Ending Story. From going from Mesa City, Utah, a Vegas-like area, to a Haitian swamp that's run by a giant crocodile woman who does voodoo and has a very scary monster that we'll talk about in a little bit. This game, at this point, I felt it. I was in. I was locked in at this point. It didn't matter about the silly controls. It didn't matter how many times I died anymore. This game truly was special. This is also where we get our chances to use our brand new abilities with the slide and the tightrope walk. And honestly, using the vines to slide around with this music and atmosphere behind it. Oh, dude, I felt so cool. I felt so fucking cool in Haiti, dude. It was such a badass experience, dude. It was just so cool. It was just so fucking cool. This game is so cool. Anyways, our next objective is obviously to get our first key. After we do that, we get into the actual swamp area, and then we have to do our regular things. Every single area, I had to use one of my thief skills in order to get into, and I honestly really appreciated that because this is a game that forces you to play it the way it was designed to be played. This is also where we get my second least favorite minigame in the entire game. My god. This minigame, in theory, should be so fucking easy. But for some reason, I either could never get all the piranhas at once, or I would always have 1 or 2 chairs left to light up on fire, and I, for some reason, couldn't fucking find them. It took 3 tries and a full-on blinker in order to get this accomplished, and I'm not mad about it. And I'm not mad about it. I don't even feel bad. I don't even feel guilty. The other levels in this are pretty cool. They're not like insane, but they're still pretty cool. There was one level that actually jump scared me though. You know, I'm getting my collectibles, I'm doing my whole thing in this little area, and then I see a little spot that I can tightrope walk on, so I start doing that, and out of nowhere, a giant fucking snake appears. I can just walk. Huge. Oh god! That was very scary. This genuinely scared me. This genuinely scared the shit out of me. But it's okay because I came back and first tried running away from it. But this little bit is also so cool. Not only was it a complete shock to me, fully unexpected, mind you, I also felt like fucking Indiana Jones. Dude, this game hits so many vibes and so many aesthetics in such a short period of time. Like, I feel bad that I didn't pay for this game. Anyways, you know the drill. We got all the keys, and we're moving on to the next boss fight. Now, at this point, I think I'm pretty much prepared for anything. I'm like, okay, yeah, first boss fight, we're jumping around, we're just trying to get out of here. That makes perfect sense. The second boss fight, hit these mirrors and do some shit, get them done. Easy, no problem. This boss fight kind of threw me through a loop. It's a rhythm game. I have never been good at rhythm games, and for some reason they throw this at me in the middle of the game, and I'm not gonna lie, it took a few tries because I didn't realize that I was pressing 2 of the buttons too early. I didn't think there was a too early. I thought as long as you pressed it, it would read it. But eventually I started hearing the and I was like, oh, I'm doing it wrong. So once I started getting it right, it was pretty straightforward. Wasn't too crazy. It was really cool, man. I mean, I love how each of these bosses has its own little gimmick that they're going through. And it's not just like a haha fuck you gimmick. It's a gimmick that actually kind of matches their character in a way. After we beat the rhythm game, we get our 3rd page of the Thievius Raccoonus. From our Pharaoh Cooper from the past, like I mentioned earlier, and his ability was invisibility. Basically, you're walking along, but if you hold circle, you like crouch down and go invisible. With this ability, we get to our 4th area, China. And this is where we meet Poe, the Dragon Warrior.
Notorious Cooper thief clan.
Just kidding. It is King Panda, who is really, like, walking a fine line.
If I bury a few worthless village in snow.
Listen, I know it was a different time. It was a different time. But playing this part of the game, honestly, was kind of jarring for me. And honestly, I'm gonna be so real, there's not too much to say about this level for me. I had heard that the difficulty spikes kind of happened in the last 2 levels of the game, but I kind of flew through this level pretty quickly. I mean, even the final boss fight where you just fight him. Like, this was the first, like, Dark Souls level boss fight that this game showed me. And honestly, I think all of my previous experience with really hard games made the King Panda fight the easiest fight in the game. Hands down, it's not even close. I mean, literally, you're just jumping over fireballs, running up to him, smacking him a bunch, jumping over his low sweep, because that's really the only scary attack that he has. Rinse and repeat, and then you're pretty much done. It did seem like that this area was really focused on your ability on piloting Sly himself. So yeah, we beat King Panda, and we get our 4th page of the Thievius Raccoonus. This page doesn't do anything for us as Sly per se, but what it does do is add a bunch of tech to the van, which we are going to need for our final area. The final area of the game takes place in Russia in a volcano. Because of course it does, it's the final boss. And the final boss, if this is going off of comic book villains and superhero stuff, obviously he was going to be in a fucking volcano. It's evil. And this is the first area and only area in the game where you're not collecting keys, you're just running through this bitch. We start in the van, Murray's driving us through, and we're on the turret. It's our job to shoot out these little mines in the area, and these fuck-ass bronze golden falcons. I fucking hated this shit, because for some reason, controlling this camera and getting it where it needs to be is literally impossible. Listen, I'm not saying that they should work on the aiming in this game series from 2002, but what I am saying is that if they ever remaster or remake these games, fix the fucking camera. Anyways, after we do all that, we come across Carmelita Fox locked and trapped. Bentley looks at us and he basically says, hey, this is perfect. Carmelita can never get us if she's locked up here and dies. So let's just leave her. No, we have to save her. So we go in and we go after her. Bentley warns us that it's probably a trap. And by golly, is he right? Because as soon as we get in there, a gas chamber goes off and we are about to die. We get our first level playing as Bentley and it's an arcade game, dude. This level was so fun and gamey. Dude, I love how self-aware Sly Cooper and the developers were in the fact that you are playing a video game right now. You are just here to play a video game and they know it and you know it and it is so fun. There is nothing in this game that took me out of it at all whatsoever. Nothing broke my immersion. And that's because they pretty much labeled it right away. They were like, hey, we know we're a game and you know we're a game, so let's have some fun. So in this level, we're piloting Bentley on another little fucking machine that shoots shit. And we're trying to break all these cores so that way we can get Sly and Carmelita out of the gas chamber. It takes a couple tries, not gonna lie. Getting used to the fact that every single thing that bumps into you takes a life was a bit challenging. But then we finally got through it and we get them out. This is where we meet our final boss and Cooper family #1 hater, Clockwork. This boss fight was a nightmare. The very first phase of just flying around in the jetpack, letting Carmelita break his armor and then shooting it out, that wasn't that difficult. The second phase where you have to get inside the rings, dude, gotta be real, I thought the goal was to avoid the rings. So I kind of got beat up a little bit. I should have known that that was what you were supposed to do. I mean, they're giant circles. Go inside the circles, not outside the circles. That makes perfect sense. But it did take Bentley telling me. And honestly, I appreciate that Bentley is always around to tell me what the hell I'm doing wrong. And the final phase is so annoying for another skill issue reason. Remember how I said in the last area it was really testing your ability to pilot Sly? Well, this is why they were testing you, because that final little area where you're in the lava pit and you're having to use every single skill in order to get around, I was getting lost because I didn't know where to go next, and I also forgot that you don't just press circle in order to sneak around something. You have to hold circle. So there were like 4 times that I died from just jumping and falling off. I was so annoyed and I wanted to blame the game, but I knew it was my fault, dude. Oh my god, I'm so fucking bad at these games. After numerous attempts and probably a half an hour, we finally get to the back of Clockwork's head and we beat the fucking piss out of him. I was so happy, dude. I was so happy, and that feeling of relief that I finally did it, that was it, dude. That was it. I had no spoilers. I had nobody helping me with this game at all whatsoever. I did it all on my own through my own discovery. That is the feeling that I was chasing when I wanted to play a game from the past. I wouldn't have gotten that from a game that I had already played before. It's just a feeling that's so hard to replicate nowadays. When I went into this, the whole idea was, could I feel nostalgia for a game I never played growing up? But it's not that I miss Sly Cooper. It's the genre and game design of the past that I missed, and Sly Cooper really showed that to me. I really wish I would have grown up with this game, but honestly, I'm not that upset about it. I think experiencing it as an adult after 20 years of seeing how the gaming industry has kind of boomed, I think it made me appreciate it all the more. So can you feel nostalgia from a video game you've never played? Abso-fucking-lutely. That is a fact. That can happen. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could, like, subscribe, comment. It tells the YouTube algorithm that I should keep going and they should push this video to more people. And the more people this gets to and the more people that see it and enjoy it, the more I'll know that I should keep going. And the more YouTube will know that maybe they should pay me. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. If you guys really liked it, let me know in the comments down below. Should I touch the other games, or maybe there's another platforming game from back in the day that I should touch? But regardless, that's going to be it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.